If you don't deploy yourself, you'll be employed and your purpose will stay unemployed too. Write that down. Say it to your neighbor. Say it to yourself. The culture told you that your delay is laziness, but I came to arrest a lie. Procrastination is not a personality. It is a purpose without an assignment, a gift without a job description, potential sitting on the bench while problems play the field. Say it out loud. I am not lazy. I am undeployed. Deployment is not hype. Deployment is assignment. Deployment is the placement of your gift into service where a real problem is hungry. It is when your seed finds soil, your idea finds a customer, your calling finds a calendar. The scripture says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish and subdue and have dominion. Genesis 1:28. He did not say be seedful. Fruitful means convert capacity into consumable value. The world doesn't eat seeds, the world eats fruit. Write that down and underline it. Procrastination thrives where purpose has no post. Paul told Timothy, stir up the gift of God which is in you, 2 Timothy 1-6. That means the gift is there, but it needs a stir, an assignment, a station. James adds, faith without works is dead also. James 2:17. Faith is your conviction. Works is your deployment. When faith gets a workstation, motivation becomes unnecessary. This is our promise today. We are not hunting for motivation. We are building a deployment system. Let me give you a picture. A young woman named Tiara sat on a laptop full of tutorials, fonts, and ideas for years, downloaded excellence, uploaded nothing. She wasn't lazy, she was undefined. One evening, she wrote one sentence. I designed one-day logos, 5 slots only, Friday. That was deployment purpose assigned to a problem. Small businesses who need a mark fast. By noon Friday, all 5 slots were gone, and she discovered something. Pressure disappeared when purpose clocked in. Are you hearing me? The moment your gift gets a workstation, your emotions stop arguing. Write this down. Procrastination is the rust on an idle assignment. Sight says, wait until you feel ready. Vision says, start the fruit. Your deliverance is not in a mood, it is in a mandate. Deployment gives your gift a manager called schedule. Deployment turns wishes into workflows. Deployment is you saying to your purpose, report for duty at 8 a.m. to solve this one pain for these people in this way. Say it again. I am not lazy. I am undeployed. And say this. Today, my gift gets a job. Because when you deploy, heaven supplies. When you deploy, discipline appears. When you deploy, delay dies. Produce something. Put your seed to work. Your purpose has waited long enough. Now hear me. The pressure you feel is not a nervous breakdown. It is a purpose breakthrough trying to clock in. Purpose is original intent, what the manufacturer had in mind before he ever shipped you to earth. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth, I sanctified thee. Jeremiah 1-5. That means God never starts with production. He starts with purpose, then he fits you with capacity to perform it. When the maker demands something, it exists. Write that down. Your capacity is evidence of assignment. If you keep seeing patterns, noticing problems, waking at 3 a.m. with the same idea, that's not random. That is inventory calling for deployment. This is why delay hurts. Your spirit knows you were designed to produce. Your spirit knows Genesis 1:28 is not a poem, but a program. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. And when you suspend that program, your whole system malfunctions. You call it guilt, heaven calls it unused equipment. You name it distraction, it is an unemployed gift looking for work. Paul said, woe is unto me if I preach not the gospel. 1 Corinthians 9:16. That's pressure. Jeremiah confessed, his word was in mine heart, as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I could not stay. Jeremiah 20:9. That's pressure. Tell your neighbor, that's purpose not panic. Let me ask you 3 questions. And I want you to answer them this week with a pen, not a feeling. What problem do you keep noticing? What idea won't leave you alone? What do people keep asking you for? Those are the footprints of your assignment. Everywhere you consistently see lack, God is hinting at your lane. Everywhere people line up at your door for that one thing, the market is testifying. When God asked Moses, what is that in thine hand? Exodus 4:2, he is saying, I already gave you capacity, now deploy it against a problem. Now hear the difference. Comfort is the anesthesia of avoidance. Peace is the alignment of assignment. Jonah slept in a boat, fleeing purpose. That was not peace, that was avoidance with a pillow, Jonah. Jesus slept in a storm on mission. That was peace assignment protected by authority. Mark 4, write that down. Purpose is not a feeling, it's an assignment. Peace does not come from avoiding pressure. Peace arrives when pressure is harnessed by purpose. So when the tension rises, stop negotiating with your emotions and start negotiating with your mandate. The pressure you feel is often purpose demanding deployment, not your mind demanding comfort. Say it. I choose alignment over anesthesia. I choose fruit over feelings. I choose to let the fire in my bones become light in the market. Produce something. Give the pressure a project, and the storm inside will finally find its shore. Listen to me. Seed is not food. Write that down. The world doesn't eat seeds. The world eats fruit. Genesis says, be fruitful, not be seedful. Genesis 1:28. And again, herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. John 15:8. Not that you store many seeds. Say it out loud. My gift is a seed. My assignment is fruit. Your idea is holy, but it is not edible. A seed is potential packaged by providence. Fruit is value packaged for people. Fruit is seed plus process, seed plus pressure, seed plus packaging, seed plus presentation. Farmers don't frame seeds, they bury them. Jesus said, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone, John 12:24. That means unplanted ideas live lonely lives. Many of you are guarding your seeds like museum pieces, journals full, voice notes stacked, prayers piled up while the market is hungry and waiting at your gate. Write this down. Protection without production is starvation with a vault. Here's the trap. Seeds feel safe. You can't be criticized for an unborn idea. Fruit must face weather, insects, handling, inspection, and pricing. That's why you hide. You say, I'm praying about it, as if heaven didn't answer with the first command, be fruitful. Prayer is oxygen for obedience, not a substitute for output. When Moses cried at the Red Sea, God said, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. Exodus 14:15. Translation, stop only talking to me about it. Move with what I gave you. Say this, I pray and I produce. Let me make it plain. A book seed is an outline in your heart. A fruit is one chapter delivered to a reader this week, edited, formatted, downloadable. A coaching seed is your wisdom. A fruit is a 30-minute session outline with 3 promised outcomes, a booking link, and a $49 starter slot. A music seed is a melody. A fruit is a recorded 2-minute demo on a platform where someone can press play without you. Produce something small but real. The world cannot buy your potential. I met a young man, Dario, swimming in beats and brilliance for 3 years, no releases, just folders. He titled one file, First Fruit. I said, that's prophetic, now publish it. He exported a 9.0 second teaser, priced it for sync libraries, and within 2 weeks, a local brand used it for an ad. Same seed, now fruit, finally edible. Write this down. Fruit requires exposure. Exposure invites feedback. Feedback refines excellence. Excellence attracts demand. Demand funds vision. This is why sight terrifies you. Your eyes see the storm, but vision sees the harvest. Don't let sight veto your assignment. Put a rind on your idea. Package it, title it, time box it, price it, and place it. If it's a recipe, give me 1 jar. If it's a course, give me 1 lesson. If it's software, give me one feature that solves one pain for one person. Say it with me. I convert seed to fruit. I will not admire potential. I will feed people, be fruitful, start the fruit, and watch heaven multiply what you dared to release. Now lean in, because this is where many of you lost your momentum. Your fruit is ready, but your eyes are loud. Sight is the enemy of vision. Write that down. For we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5-7. Sight reports conditions. Vision declares conclusions. Sight is information. Vision is revelation. Sight shows you bills, critics, and storms. Vision shows you harvest, customers, and dominion. Entrepreneurs live in tomorrow while working in today. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Proverbs 29-18. They don't perish from lack of eyes. They perish from lack of vision. Say it. My vision leads, my eyes follow. Your eyes will talk you out of your future. Your vision will talk you into your assignment. Write it twice. Sight says you are not ready. Vision says purpose is ready. Start. Sight says, what if they judge you? Vision says, what if they need you? Sight says, wait until it's perfect. Vision says, start perfecting it in public through service. Let me unmask the delay. Procrastination often wears religious perfume called waiting, but underneath it is fear of judgment, because the moment you serve, you can be seen. Fear of imperfect output, because fruit must face feedback. Fear of losing identity, because if you succeed, the old you can't be the excuse anymore. Fear of responsibility, because deployment creates demand, and demand requires discipline. Write this down. Fear is a consultant with one credential sight, and we do not hire it. This is why God gave us a story in Numbers 13. 10 spies came back with sight, 2 came back with vision. The 10 said, we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers 13:33. Did you see it? Sight shrank them inside before anyone fought them outside. Joshua and Caleb had vision. We are well able to overcome it. Numbers 13:30. Vision talked them into assignment. Sight talked the others out of their future. An 11-day journey became 40 years because fear disguised itself as not yet. Some of you have turned a 3-week prototype into a 3-year prayer request because you keep asking your eyes for permission. Hear me, waiting for confidence is sight-based living. Confidence is not a prerequisite, it is a byproduct. Confidence comes from movement, practice, and proof. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. Translation, move on the unseen and evidence will appear. Do the reps and your soul will quiet down. Stop asking for feelings. Start building evidence. So here is your renewal. Close the consultation with fear. Fire your eyes as CEO. Appoint vision as the board chair of your decisions. Tell your neighbor, I will not consult my fear for permission. Say it again. I will not consult my fear for permission. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain, not write the feelings. Put your assignment on paper, put a date on it, and let your steps preach louder than your sight. Your vision is not a fantasy. It is your future auditioning you. Answer the call. Now that vision is seated as the chair of your decisions, let's confront the next thief of deployment, your paycheck. Listen carefully. Employment is not evil, it is honorable. Paul made tents to fund his assignment, Acts 18:3. 6 days shalt thou labor is in your Bible, Exodus 20:9. Work is holy. Write this down. Employment can fund your life, but only deployment fulfills your purpose. Say it. Because here is the danger. What is holy as provision becomes harmful as a prison when it replaces your deployment and consumes all your creative energy. You can be paid and still be undeployed. A salary can sedate you like Novocaine. You feel good for a few hours, but the ache of unused purpose returns. When the numbness wears off, that ache is mercy. I call it purpose unemployment. Your gift sits idle while you stay busy. Your calendar is full and your future is empty. High activity and low productivity. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men, Proverbs 18:16. But if your gift is never scheduled, no rooms open, and you end up renting your genius to furnish someone else's house, let me provoke you. Employment is someone paying you to deploy your discipline to build their vision. That is not immoral. It is instructional. It proves your gift works. But watch the trade. When you are only employed, you become a consumer of weekends, a collector of benefits, a manager of tasks. When you are deployed, you become a producer of fruit, a creator of value, a leader by influence. Manipulation says, do this because I pay you. Inspiration says, follow me because I solve a problem. Comfort says, stay predictable. Calling says, be fruitful and multiply and replenish and subdue and have dominion. Genesis 1:28. Are you hearing me? If you don't deploy yourself, you'll be employed. Write that down again. I met a brother, Marcus, sharp analyst, 5-star performance reviews, salary upgraded, soul downgraded. He told me, Doc, I'm tired. I said, no, you're undeployed. We carved a 60-minute window before work. We named it First Fruit Hour, and we gave his gift a job. 1 weekly micro report for small contractors who don't understand cash flow. He priced it modestly, delivered it consistently, and within 90 days, his inbox had more purpose than his office. Same man, new deployment. Hear the wisdom. Use employment like seed funding, not sedation. Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives you power to get wealth. That power is your gift, not just your payroll. So here is the command. Stop negotiating with your purpose. Schedule your deployment. Don't ask your feelings. Ask your calendar. Lock 1 daily hour for fruit, not feelings. 1 weekly deliverable for people, not perfection. Title it, time box it. Produce something that we can buy, taste, use, share. Work your job with excellence. Whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord. Colossians 3:23. But refuse to retire your assignment. Say it with me. My employer is not my owner. My paycheck is my investor. My gift is my assignment. I will not trade calling for comfort. I will deploy. I will be fruitful. And once fruit appears, motivation becomes irrelevant and purpose starts paying its own salary. Now I'm going to give you the blueprint that dissolves delay. You don't need motivation. You need a sequence. The king already gave it to us. Be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it and have dominion. Genesis 1:28. That is not a memory verse. That is a market operating system. Write that down. Delay is defeated by sequence. When you run the sequence, feelings become irrelevant because order carries you. Let's walk it. Be fruitful. This is the first law. Produce the first tangible fruit. Not talk, fruit. A prototype, an offer, a draft, a demo, 1 lesson, 1 service with a booking link. Fruit is evidence that your seed found soil. The Father is glorified by fruit, not intentions. John 15:8. Janelle sat on 200 pages of notes about customer emails. Fruit began the day she released a 1-page, 5-script for stuck replies PDF for $9. That was edible. That was the first taste. Be fruitful means 1 finished thing someone else can consume this week. Multiply. Once you birth the first fruit, you don't chase a new idea. You replicate the one that works. After his kind is the law of creation, Genesis 1:11. Create templates, checklists, and a weekly cadence so your fruit can repeat without begging your emotions for permission. If it's a report, standardize the sections. If it's coaching, lock the 3 outcomes in the format. If it's a jar of sauce, fix the recipe and the label. Multiplication is not inspiration, it is duplication on schedule. Replenish. Now you seed the market. Distribution is not vanity, it is stewardship. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Ecclesiastes 11:1. Put your fruit where the hungry gather. Platforms, partners, emails, boosts, DMs, associations. Make it easy to taste, easy to buy, easy to share. Give samples strategically. Ask for referrals. Replenish means you keep the shelves stocked so the market is never starved of your value. Subdue. Here you tighten quality, raise standards, and out-discipline your competitors. Daniel excelled with an excellent spirit. Daniel 6-3. Build feedback loops. Study the critiques. Sharpen the skill. Introduce version 2. Set service level agreements. Benchmark turn times. This is not being mean. It is making chaos bow. Subdue the noise in your process until predictability becomes your signature. Dominion. Now the association locks. When they think of that problem, they say your name first. That's niche authority. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings. Proverbs 22:29. Everybody sells burgers, but one brand is known for a Whopper. What's your Whopper? Own a slice so clearly that the market stops scrolling when your colors, cadence, or claim appears. Dominion is not arrogance, it is clarity sustained by consistency. This is the sequence. Be fruitful, birth it, multiply, systemize it, replenish, circulate it, subdue, refine it, dominion, own it. Write it again. Delay is defeated by sequence. Say it out loud. I don't need motivation. I need an order. This week, run the order. Produce one fruit. Build one template. Choose 2 distribution channels. Schedule 1 feedback loop and name the niche you will own. When you honor the king's sequence, purpose stops pacing and starts paying. Now I'm going to put wheels on your revelation. Write this down. Your first victory over procrastination is one finished fruit released into the world. Not promise release. This week we run a 7-day first fruit deployment sprint. Not someday, not when I feel ready. This week, prepare thy work without and make it fit for thyself in the field, and afterwards build thine house. Proverbs 24-27. Let's go. Day 1. Identify the problem you are called to solve. Every problem is a business. Say it. Nehemiah didn't start with a brand. He started with broken walls. Nehemiah 1. What breaks your heart, annoys your mind, or keeps showing up at your door? Write 3 pains you keep noticing in people you can reach. Circle 1 you can address with what's already in your hand. When God asks, what is that in thine hand? Exodus 4-2, he expects you to point it at a problem. Day 2, choose 1 seed only. Stop changing your major every day. This is dumb. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. James 1-8. Pick the seed you can finish in 7 days with excellence at your current level. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2-2. 1 lane, 1 audience, 1 promise. Decide and divorce the others for 7 days. Day 3, define the fruit. 1 deliverable a stranger could use in 10 minutes. Write that. A checklist, a mini training video, a sample pack, a 1-page template, a 20-minute consultation with 3 fixed outcomes. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. John 15-8. Fruit is usable, not mystical. Describe it in 1 sentence that a 12-year-old understands. Day 4, build the minimum version. Ban perfection. Set a 60-90-minute production window and hit start. He that observeth the wind shall not sow. Ecclesiastes 11-4. Perfection is procrastination in a tuxedo. Get the first cut done, record the audio, format the PDF, write the script, draft the book and page. Done is holy. Polish comes later. Day 5. Test with real humans, 5 people. The market is your mentor. Say it. Proverbs 27-17 says, iron sharpens iron. Deliver the fruit to 5 prospects or peers who match your audience. Ask 3 questions. What was clear? What was confusing? What was valuable enough to pay for? No defending yourself. Take notes. Thank them. Adjust. Day 6, refine and package. Title, promise, instructions. Next step, let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Give it a name that solves a pain. State the benefit in 1 line. Add a simple how-to and include 1 next click book, buy, or email. Put a price or first 23 to seed momentum. Day 7, release publicly. Deployment requires exposure. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. Matthew 5:15. Post it, publish it, pitch it, list it, or deliver it live. Choose 2 channels, email plus a platform, DMs plus a partner group, and press send. Ask for shares, open a slot, receive payment or bookings. Faith without works is dead, James 2:17. Faith would release birth's fruit. Say it out loud. This week, I release my first fruit. I will not admire seed, I will feed people. Schedule the hour, run the day, honor the sequence, and watch delay die when your obedience goes public. You release your first fruit. Now hear the second command in the same verse. Multiply, not by panic, but by pattern. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Multiplication is not more hustle, it is more order. Write that down. Consistency is not a personality trait, it's a multiplication system. Say it. Jesus went into the synagogue on the Sabbath day as his custom was. Luke 4:16. Custom births consistency. Consistency births compounding. Compounding births dominion. Here is the rhythm that preserves your soul while it expands your fruit. 1 weekly creation block, 1 distribution block, 1 improvement block. Creation is where you make the next fruit protected time. Same day, same hour, no meetings, no messages. Distribution is where you place last week's fruit in the streams, emails, partners, platforms, DMs. Improvement is where you refine, study feedback, upgrade templates, fix bottlenecks. 3 blocks every week, predictable as sunrise. To everything there is a season and a time. To every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:1. Give your purpose a time, and it will give you productivity without panic. Build a fruit pipeline so chaos cannot condemn you. Daily, capture seeds, voice notes, a small notebook, 1 inbox called Seed Bond, 1 sentence per idea, no essays. Weekly, choose 1 seed, decision day. Look at your vision, your niche, your calendar, and select the 1 fruit you can finish in your creation block. Monthly, ship 1 signature release, ship day, not someday, a date on the calendar. Capture daily, choose weekly, ship monthly. This is how guilt dies and momentum lives. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Proverbs 13:11. Gather small, release steady, increase steadily. Use constraints as wisdom. Time box your block 60 to 90 minutes. When the bell rings, stop. The rhythm protects you from resentment. Create simple templates, a standard outline for your PDF, a repeatable run of show for your session, a reusable caption bank for distribution. Build frameworks. Your 3 promised outcomes never change. Your onboarding email has the same bones. Batch where you can record 2 lessons in 1 sitting, write 3 posts in 1 hour. When Jesus fed 5,000, he made them sit down in ranks by hundreds and by 50s. Mark 6:39-40. Order precedes multiplication. Write that down. Introduce the producer calendar. You have been scheduling emergencies first and purpose last. Inverted. Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Matthew 6:33. Put your creation block on the calendar first, then distribution, then improvement. Let everything else find a place around your deployment, not over it. Daniel prayed as he did aforetime, as you did before time. It's the secret of mastery. Stop depending on inspiration. Build a system that survives your moods. Say it out loud. I am a producer by schedule. My system carries me when my feelings don't. Aisha, a teacher with a sauce recipe. Set Monday 7-8 a.m. for creation. Wednesday lunch for distribution to 3 cafes. Friday 5 p.m. for improvement from customer notes. 12 weeks later, she wasn't burned out, she was booked out. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Lock your 3 blocks, start your seed bond today. Choose on Friday, ship on the 1st of the month. When your calendar submits to your calling, multiplication becomes your normal. We have been fruitful and we have begun to multiply. Now here the third command in the same breath, replenish. Write that down. Replenish means put the fruit back into the environment so the hungry can find it again and again. This is not self-promotion, it is stewardship. As every man hath received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of God. 1 Peter 4:10. Stewardship means you don't own the gift, you manage it for hungry people. Hiding your fruit is not humility, it is selfishness cloaked in shyness. Jesus said, nobody lights a candle and hides it under a bushel. Matthew 5:15. Say it. My gift is not for my ego, it is for service. If you won't distribute your fruit, you are starving people you were born to feed. Lift up your eyes and look on the fields. They are white, already to harvest. John 4:35. The market is not your enemy, it is your assignment zone. Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel. Mark 16:15 is a distribution order. In business language, it means put your solution where the problem congregates. Write this down. Replenishing is placing fruit in streams where thirsty people drink. Here is a simple strategy. One primary platform, one community, one direct list. Primary platform means the place your buyers already stroll. Choose one where your content type shines. Video, audio, or text. Don't be everywhere, be effective somewhere. One community means a room that already gathers your niche, an association, a Facebook group, a forum, a chamber breakfast, a church ministry, a professional Slack. Serve that room consistently. One direct list means an email or SMS list you own. Build it like Noah built the ark before the rain. Now, learn the power of free, use strategically. There is that scattereth and yet increaseth. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered also himself. Proverbs 11:24-25. Samples are not charity, they are proof. Offer a 10-minute mini workshop to the community, a one-page quick win to your list, or 5 first-time free sessions each month for testimonials. Give receivers a clear next step. Book here, buy here, share here. Casting bread on the waters is not waste. It's wise sowing. Ecclesiastes 11:1. Let me make it plain with a story. Nadine, a young violinist, kept practicing in private, waiting on a perfect recital. I told her, replenish. She chose one platform, short videos, one community wedding planners group, one direct list and email sign up at the end of each clip with bridal ale starter set. She offered 3 free ceremony songs to the first 5 planners who booked a couple call. In 60 days, 6 weddings and a preferred vendor spot. Same seed, now fruit, place where brides were already thirsty. Create your replenishment rule of life. 3 posts a week on your primary platform. Teach, demonstrate, and showcase outcomes. 10 direct DMs a week, personal, respectful, value first. Saw your challenge with X. Here's a 2-minute tip if helpful. I have a simple tool I can send. 1 collaboration a month, guest session in your chosen community, a joint live, a booth, or a partner newsletter feature. Adjust to capacity, but don't negotiate the pattern. Luke 14:23 says, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in. That's distribution. That's replenishing. Schedule it into the producer calendar you built. Posts on Monday, DMs on Wednesday, collaboration pitched on the first business day of the month. Track seeds sown, taste given, and next steps taken. Tell your neighbor, I am not selling myself, I am serving my assignment. Say it again. My gift is not for my ego, it is for service. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish. Put the fruit on the shelf, keep the shelves stocked, and watch the hungry find you, feast, and return with friends. You have put fruit on the shelf. Now expect this resistance will visit you. Write this down. Resistance is not a stop sign. It is a signal to subdue and refine. The 4th command in the sequence is subdue. That's why pressure shows up right after you replenish. Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you. 1 Peter 4:12. Every true vision is tested. Opposition is proof you are moving. Dead things don't face wind. Only ships in motion feel the waves. Count it all joy when you fall into divers trials, knowing the trying of your faith worketh patience. Let patience have her perfect work. James 1-2:4. Say it. I expect tests and I subdue them. Let me name the 3 hells of progress so you can recognize and rule them. Hell number 1, confusion at the start. You finally begin and a fog hits your mind. Too many options, too many opinions, unclear next steps. Write this down. God is not the author of confusion. 1 Corinthians 14:33. Subdue confusion with order. Go back to your fruit definition and list 3 next actions. Only just 3. Replace feelings with feedback. Show the draft to 2 ideal users and ask those same 3 questions. What was clear? What was confusing? What was valuable enough to pay for? Plans are established by counsel. Proverbs 15:22. Don't pray for another sign. Schedule a 60-minute clarity block. Decide and move. Hell number 2, criticism in the middle. As you gain traction, the chorus starts external critics and your internal Pharisee. Nehemiah answered Sanballat, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Nehemiah 6-3. Write that down. I cannot come down to explain my obedience. Filter critique by source and substance. Feelings are not metrics, buyers are. Gather customer data, not random comments. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, Proverbs 27-6. Invite 2 truth tellers, not 10 trolls. Turn criticism into craft improvement. Adjust 1 feature, tighten 1 promise, upgrade 1 process. Subdue means you make chaos bow to standards. Hell number 3, fatigue near completion. The last 10% feels like 50. Be not weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Galatians 6-9. Fatigue is a timing test. Install guardrails. Accountability partners 2 are better than 1. If one falls, the other lifts him up. Ecclesiastes 4:9-10. Deadlines with consequences. Put a date on it and a cost for missing it. Donate $100 if you slip. Public commitment. Announce the release time. Light is leverage. Body double and finish on a live Zoom with your partner watching. Pressure can be pure. Redeem the time, Ephesians 5:16, by scheduling a finish block 90 minutes solely for completion, not creativity. Now hear the discipline that turns resistance into refinement, repetition. Mastery is spiritual. Exercise thyself rather unto godliness. 1 Timothy 4-7. Do it again, better. Write the headline 10 times. Record the demo twice. Run the onboarding 3 clients in a row until it's smooth. Seest thou a man diligent in his business, he shall stand before kings. Proverbs 22:29. Daniel had an excellent spirit. Daniel 6-3. Excellence is repetition baptized in feedback. I'm going to be your prophet of practicality. Finish it. Incomplete fruit rots in your hands. Jesus said, my meat is to do the will of him that sent me and to finish his work, John 4:34. And on the cross he declared, it is finished, John 19:30. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, Ecclesiastes 7-8. Put your hand to the plow and don't look back, Luke 9-62. Write the last paragraph. Upload the file, hit publish, deliver the order. Say it with me. I subdue resistance. I finish my fruit. And when you finish, dominion will have something to sit on. You finish. Now the throne is waiting. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. Genesis 1:28. Dominion is not noise. It is name recognition in a problem space. Write that down. Dominion is when the market thinks of a need and your name rises first. The earth does not reward general, it rewards precise. Generalists get ignored, specialists get remembered. If we cannot say what you rule, we will not call you. Say this, I will be known for something specific. Seest thou a man diligent in his business? He shall stand before kings, Proverbs 22:29. Diligent in his business, singular focus brings you before kings, not dabbling in 12. Everybody sells burgers. What's your Whopper? Say it out loud. The world is full of burgers, but one brand owns a Whopper. Not because others can't grill, but because they chose a claim so clear it became a memory. Dominion is a memory monopoly. Tiger mastered a swing. He didn't join 5 leagues. Oprah mastered a conversation. Now conversations introduce her. Daniel excelled with an excellent spirit, Daniel 6:3, and they made him ruler because excellence concentrated is dominion manifested. You are not short of talent. You are spread too thin, narrow to rule. Let me give you the niche filter that forges dominion. Who is it for? What problem do you own? What specific result do you promise? What method is your signature? What proof can you present? Write that down and answer it today. Who is it for? Define the people, not the planet. First-time team leads, postpartum moms, freelance designers at 6 clients or fewer. What problem? Use a verb, not a vibe. Can't delegate dinner chaos at 6 p.m. Feast or famine income. What result? Clear, time-bound, measurable. Lead without manipulation in 90 days. A 30-minute meal system installed in 2 weeks. Skill productized into one sellable package in 14 days. What method? Name your Whopper way. A 4-step influence over authority clinic, a panda plate batch routine, a skill to shelf sprint. What proof? Data and testimony. Before, after metrics, screenshots, names, and outcomes. Are you getting this? Here are dominion sentences. Use them, refine them, publish them. I help new managers lead without manipulation. I help moms build a 30-minute meal system. I help freelancers productize their skill. That's fruit you can taste. That's memory you can repeat. That's a Whopper. Now hear the order of kings. Choose your domain. Master it until your name becomes the reference. Say it. If your name does not yet rise first, keep subduing average with excellence until it does. A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. The room is your domain. The room opens when your gift becomes a Whopper, consistent, superior, unmistakable. Write the one-liner, stamp it on your bio, your booking page, your product label, teach it weekly, deliver it daily, improve it relentlessly. Habakkuk said, write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Plain is powerful. From today, retire the buffet of maybes and plate one unforgettable dish. Be fruitful in one lane, multiply that pattern, replenish that market, keep subduing through standards, and watch dominion announce you. Tell your neighbor, I know my Whopper. Say it again, I master my domain until my name becomes the reference. This is your commissioning moment. Lift your head, square your shoulders, and open your mouth. Say it with me. I am necessary. I am a solution. I am not lazy. I am deployed. My gift will employ others, again, with conviction. I am necessary. I am a solution. I am not lazy. I am deployed. My gift will employ others. A man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Proverbs 18:16. Your room is waiting on your deployment, not your emotions. Deployment is a decision you schedule, then your future finally meets you. Write this down one last time and etch it on your spirit. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion. Genesis 1:28. That is the royal order. Fruit birds, something usable, multiply, make it repeat. Replenish, put it in the streams, subdue, raise the standard until chaos bows. Dominion, own the association in a niche. This is how procrastination dies. It was never laziness, it was undeployment. When seed becomes fruit, motivation becomes irrelevant because order carries you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit. John 15:8. Not bear much talking, bear much fruit. Now, I charge you with a holy practicality. Within 48 hours, schedule 1 2-hour deployment block, non-negotiable, named in your calendar, do not disturb. Call it first fruit appointment. In that block, you will choose one seed, define one fruit in one sentence, and build the minimum version. In 7 days, You will ship that first fruit to the public, publish, post, pitch, or deliver it live. Not perfect public. Write the vision and make it plain. Habakkuk 2:2. Plain is powerful. Faith without works is dead. James 2:17. Works have dates. Faith has deadlines. Hear hope as a command. Your seed can become a tree. Your gift can become an industry. Your obedience can become employment for others. Do not despise the day of small things, Zechariah 4:10. The acorn does not apologize for being small. It commits to being planted. Plant your hour. Plant your draft. Plant your offer. The Lord multiplies what you release, not what you admire. When Jesus fed the multitude, he first said, make them sit down in ranks. Mark 6:39. Order, unlocked, overflow. Put your life in ranks, creation, distribution, improvement, and watch 5 loaves become a bakery. I speak courage into your bones. The doors you fear are waiting on your knock. Ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be opened. Matthew 7:7. Your knock is your scheduled block. Your ask is your public release. Your seek is your feedback loop. You will not die with your seed. Tell your neighbor, I will not die with my seed. Tell the other one, I will not die with my seed. Say it over yourself. I am necessary. I am a solution. I am not lazy. I am deployed. My gift will employ others. When we dismiss, don't drift, decide. Open your calendar before you leave this moment and sanctify that 2-hour appointment. In 7 days, bring me evidence, a link, a label, a listing, a lesson delivered. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and walk into dominion. The future has been pacing in the hallway. When you schedule obedience, you open the door. Go now, produce something, and may your first fruit become a forest.